Every generation faces a battle. And in today's America, that battle isn't just fought in Congress or in courtrooms. It's fought on campuses, in classrooms, and across social media. It's the battle for the soul of America. Charlie Kirk wasn't a senator. He wasn't a professor. He wasn't even a graduate. But he built an army out of students, donors, and the truth. He proved that the fight for America's future could be waged not with weapons, but with influence. This is the story of the man who turned politics into business, and business into power. This is Money Toxic. Charlie James Kirk. Born in 1993, suburban Illinois, middle class, unremarkable. But ambition doesn't need remarkable. It needs opportunity. In high school, he made noise, writing letters, challenging textbooks, dabbling in Republican politics. Small fights, but they taught him something. Controversy was attention. Attention was power. By 18, he had the blueprint: skip the classrooms, build the stage. In 2012, with the backing of a wealthy retiree, Bill Montgomery, Kirk launched Turning Point USA. And just like that, the kid from Illinois was no longer a dropout. He was a founder, a soldier stepping out onto the battlefield. Turning Point wasn't just an organization. It was a weapon. The pitch was simple. America's soul was being stolen by professors and activists. The product, rebellion, sold to students as freedom, sold to donors as investment. Kirk franchised his army across the country, campus by campus. Every new chapter wasn't just a student club, it was a forward base in the culture war. By 2016, millions of dollars had turned his vision into a movement. And for the first time in decades, conservatives had a youth army of their own. The battlefield was no longer one-sided. Charlie Kirk didn't stop at the campuses. He went national. Books, podcasts, television, speeches. Every platform was a new front line. He tied himself to Donald Trump and the MAGA movement, making himself the youth wing of American populism. Every issue became ammunition: abortion, guns, race, immigration. Supporters saw a warrior. Critics saw a threat. Donors saw a general commanding a new army in the battle for America's soul. And the numbers proved it. Billions of impressions online, millions raised, thousands mobilized. Kirk wasn't just fighting, he was winning. Charlie Kirk didn't just challenge professors or rile up students. He disrupted an economy. Because in Washington, outrage isn't just ideology, it's a business. For Democrats, campus politics had always been a reliable revenue stream. Political donations flowed through universities, activist groups, think tanks. The liberal campus wasn't just a cultural stronghold, it was profitable. And then Kirk showed up. Young, loud, willing to go viral. With TPUSA, he turned the tables. Suddenly, conservative donors had a campus machine of their own. Suddenly, Democratic strategists had competition for the youth market. Every dollar that went to Kirk's movement was a dollar that didn't go to theirs. Every headline he stole was attention they couldn't buy. For Democrats, Charlie Kirk wasn't just an opponent. He was bad for business. No general fights without enemies. And in Charlie Kirk's war for America's soul, the resistance came fast. Professors mocked him, activists protested him, journalists dissected every word he spoke. To the political establishment, he wasn't just a nuisance. He was a threat. Every time a lecture hall erupted in protest, Kirk's message reached 10 times more students online. Every time the media branded him toxic, his podcast downloads spiked. Every time professors tried to shut him down, he became proof of his own argument, that universities were silencing dissent. The harder they pushed, the stronger he grew. The more they resisted, the more he recruited. The battle wasn't just on stage, it was digital. Kirk's clips from chaotic Q&A sessions went viral. Protesters storming his events turned into recruiting ads. What the left meant as resistance, Kirk turned into marketing, and donors loved it. To them, every angry headline wasn't a setback, it was a receipt that their investment was working. But Kirk didn't frame this as mere backlash. He made it a moral fight. To his supporters, he wasn't just another conservative voice. He was a free speech warrior, a soldier battling for the right to speak, to challenge, to exist on America's campuses without fear. He argued that silencing him wasn't just silencing one man, it was silencing a generation. And that message stuck. Because in the battle for the soul of America, free speech wasn't just a value, it was the reason to fight. Charlie Kirk fought his war in lecture halls, on stages, and across America's digital battlefield. He wasn't armed with weapons. He was armed with words. And for millions, those words were enough to spark a movement. His death silenced his voice, but not his cause. Because causes don't die with their leaders, they live on in the people they awaken. For his critics, he was toxic. For his supporters, he was a warrior. For history, he will be remembered as a general who fell in the fight for the soul of America. But his war is not over. Every protest, every rally, every campus chapter bears his imprint. Every student who dares to speak, every donor who dares to give, every young person who dares to question, they carry his banner forward. Charlie Kirk's legacy is more than influence. It's endurance. He showed a generation that free speech is worth fighting for, that America's future is worth defending, and that one man's vision can challenge an empire. He may be gone, but his movement marches on. This was the story of Charlie Kirk. This was the story of a fallen general in the battle for the soul of America. Thank you for watching. Remember to like and subscribe to support our content.